Good morning, beautiful humans. Welcome to day 2 of our orientation session together. For those who are new here, I am Melody Pourmoradi, empowerment coach, twin girl mom to 16-year-old girls. I'm an author of 2 books, Empowered Women, Empower Girls, and XOXO, from a girl who gets it. And I'm a podcaster. If you haven't checked out our podcast yet, it is called Empowering Her. And there's so much goodness there as I have the opportunity to interview some of my mentors, some of the people I've looked up to for years and years, and I've welcomed them on the show. And we talk all about the ways that empowered women can step into their most authentic selves, but also pay it forward to the next generation. So it's truly a beautiful space and I'm so very proud of it. And today is day 2 of orientation, and we want to talk all about the anatomy of a GiRLiFE workshop. What does it look like for us to actually get out there and run the workshops? How do we begin? How do we set our intentions? How do we create a space where we are feeling our most comfortable self so that we can show up in an optimal way to serve those girls? So if you are here live with me, give me some hearts, give me some comments, let me know that you are here. The two-way engagement is so great because it gives me energy, it gives me fuel to continue sharing with all of you. And I'm just so pumped about this week. Just to set up some expectations for the next few days. If you haven't already watched the video from day 1, it's in the replays. I pinned it to the featured tab in our Facebook group. So definitely go check out the first video, but don't leave this video, but check it out once you're done. Tomorrow is Meet the Facilitators Day, Meet the GiRLiFE Coaches Day. You're going to meet all of the incredible women, not all, but a few of the incredible women who are already out there doing this work in the world. And then on Thursday, we're going to talk about the application process, how you can apply to become a GiRLiFE Certified Coach. And then on Friday, we've got a Zoom session together, an intimate Zoom session where I get to see you all face to face, which is my favorite part of the week. And you will bring your questions to me. In fact, I'm going to create a thread in the Facebook group for FAQs. I want you to ask all your questions there, and I will be sure to address them on Friday when we spend some time together on Zoom. So something I wanted to, yesterday my daughters are in a band. They were at their practice, and the other band mom and I went for a quick bite next door. We had an hour and we were chatting, and she's one of my dear friends. And she is a yoga instructor, and she and I often talk about our businesses and what we're up to. And she said to me, she's like, it's so interesting because I've noticed that all of my closest friends are entrepreneurs. They're female entrepreneurs. And I said to her, it's really no coincidence because look at the space you're in, look at the space I'm in. And we're here to create impact. We're here to change the world in our own unique way with our unique fingerprint. And to do that in a big way, we actually need to become female entrepreneurs, because if we were giving this work away for free, if we were just doing it as a hobby after our day job, the job that actually pays us, then energetically we could only be sustained to do it every once in a while. It's not something that we would really be able to do as frequently as we like, and we would not reach as many people as we like, and therefore would not have the impact that we wish to have. And so turning our passions into a business and actually monetizing them is the gift that we give to the people that we serve. Why is that? That is because when it becomes our day job, when we actually get to do this work day in and day out and be energetically, financially, spiritually sustained to do more of it, then we can continue creating the content and showing up for our communities and serving our hearts out. So is this making sense? I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts. Mother Teresa said famously that it takes a woman and a checkbook to change the world. And that's the truth. When we as women can step up for our financial abundance, that's when we can donate and serve at a higher level and share that goodness with others, because that's who we are. We are heart-centered and we are here to make the world a better place. And I do believe that female entrepreneurs will change the world. So anyways, back to the topic of running an actual workshop. I'm so excited to unveil to you our unique methodology for how we run a girls empowerment workshop. The first thing that I always like to do now, before we even talk about like the setting of intentions and what we do, obviously before you run a workshop, you put out a flyer. I mean, we talk about all of this in the curriculum, but you put out a flyer, you decide what age group you want to run your specific workshop for, because the way that we show up for a 7-year-old is going to be different than the way that we show up for a 15-year-old. And of course, again, we cover this in the curriculum on how to teach what we're teaching to the younger kids versus the older kids. So that's all going to be covered, but you're going to put that flyer out and you're going to decide how much you charge for your workshops. We have a certain number that we usually go for. We always say something in the area of $40 for a 2-hour in-person workshop is what we aim for. We do comparison shopping, right? Like if there's a gymnastics class or a taekwondo class or a music class, chances are it's going to be around that price. So we say the sweet spot is about $40 US for a 2-hour workshop. We also teach virtual workshops and make recommendations on how much to charge for that as well. But once we've done all that, like the behind the scenes work, we've put the flyer out on social media, we've shared it with our network, sent it to our email lists, all the good stuff. Now we are in the position to run our workshops. And so my very first workshop was held right here in my living room. I had it on my heart to start empowering girls. And I knew that I loved women's empowerment coaching, but I wanted to scale it back and create a forum for girls so that our future generation of women could be more confident, more courageous, more bold, more authentic. And so I said, this all begins with our girls, because if a girl's self-confidence peaks at age 9, then it's really important that we catch them as early as possible and make sure that it's not peaking at 9 and that it's just elevating consistently as a girl moves through her life. So I welcomed 22 girls to my very first workshop by simply putting a Facebook post out and telling people what I was here to do. Now, I was a life coach at the time. I wasn't a girls empowerment coach. I created this academy that trains girls empowerment coaches because I've been doing this work for so many years in my own community and in other communities, piloting the program, tweaking the program, making sure that every workshop had all the right components to really crystallize into what it is today, where it's a workshop that every girl who walks out of these workshops has been implanted with all of these seeds of wisdom and knowledge to know, trust, and believe that she is powerful beyond measure. Is this resonating? If you're here with me, I want to hear from you. I'm not seeing any comments today. We have a quiet bunch, but I do want to hear from you. I see a lot of people on the live. Oh yes, I know Haley's here. Amazing. Hello, Kyrun. Yes, yes, yes. This is what it's all about. Vashon is here. So good. Okay, good, good, good. So when I opened my home up to those girls, I have to be very honest with you. I was super nervous. I was super uncomfortable doing something for the very first time. But I had to make a decision in that moment, in that time and space where I had committed to doing something. I had to affirm for myself that my desire for impact was so much greater than the fear that I was feeling about stepping into this new role. And I let that guide me. And I'm sure you've all heard this beautiful quote, speak your truth even if your voice shakes. And that's what I decided to do. I decided to speak my truth even though my voice was shaken, even though my heart was pounding and my palms were sweating and I thought my heart would jump out of my chest. I was like, turn this fear into the feeling of excitement, because excitement and fear actually feel the same in our body. And if I can give that fear a new meaning, then there's nothing I couldn't do. And so I set my intentions for that workshop. And what I always recommend is before your workshop, take a quiet moment for yourself to really set your intention. What is it that you're hoping to do? How is it that you are hoping to serve? And I always say, like, please help me be a vessel, help me be a channel to really speak to these girls and speak to their hearts and to open their hearts, and to bring them everything that they need to be set up with a lifetime of empowerment. Now, that doesn't mean that in one workshop they're going to be set up for a lifetime of empowerment, but once again, it means that we're planting the seeds and knowing, trusting, and believing that what we are delivering to them in that moment is exactly what they need to hear, is exactly what they need to know, to rise up, to be their most magnificent self. Because as girls empowerment coaches, our role is to uncover the greatness that already exists in these beautiful girls. It's already there. We are just peeling back the layers that have been placed upon them of perhaps shame and guilt and fear and doubt. And in some cases, when we're getting the really young girls, hopefully that hasn't happened. Hopefully they haven't had that negative programming, and there are these like blank slates that we get to work with. And what a gift and an opportunity it is to be able to work with these girls. Thank you for the comments. I'm seeing you all and I appreciate you all. So when I am thinking about my intention, what I'm thinking about what it is that I want to do, how I want to serve at the highest, most empowered level for these girls, I ask myself, what did my 9-year-old self need, right? What did she need to hear? How did she need to be acknowledged? How would she like to have been seen? How could she have felt validated? Ask yourself these questions, because within you is, if you're running workshops for a 5-year-old girl, within you is a 5-year-old girl. If you're running workshops for a 15-year-old girl, within you is the 15-year-old version of yourself. And I want you to really close your eyes and get intimately acquainted with who she was and what she needed. And know that just by doing that, you are in an optimal position to serve these girls. Now, before you start a workshop, I want you to always know you're not going to do a workshop the way I do it. You're not going to do it the way the other GiRLiFE coaches do it, and we wouldn't want you to. These messages from our curriculum are designed to be paired with your unique magnificence. What you bring to the table, what you bring to the workshops is what gives these lessons the wings to fly. That is what lights the messages up. So I want you to know, when you are talking about the theme of the workshop, and let's say it's the theme of gratitude, when you share a real life example from your own life with the girls about how stepping into a grateful mindset affected your life, changed your life, made your life better, that's when they get the buy-in. That's when they're like, yes, oh my goodness, gratitude. How can I use that in my own life? How can I be willing to receive messages of gratitude? So it's you who makes this special, not me. It's you, okay? Your unique brand of magic. All right. So I want you to give yourself grace with the workshops. I want you to know that it's never going to be perfect, because perfection doesn't exist. All that exists is you, real and raw, showing up, of course, showing up prepared, right? You're going to do the module, you're going to do the work. You're going to embody those messages for yourself, and then you're going to turn it outwards and teach the girls. We give you, now in every workshop, we give you the A to Z of it. So I'm going to go into the A to Z of the workshop. What is in the anatomy? What is the, what does a GiRLiFE workshop consist of? So first and foremost, when the girls walk in, we in our curriculum, we have an illustration that you print out, and the girls just take the time, if they're the younger girls, they get to color in this illustration. It's an empowering illustration with a nice message and a quote. They color it in. You've got some empowering music from the playlist that we provide for you playing in the background. The girls are coming in, you're welcoming them, you're giving them name tags. You're just creating a really fun and inviting and engaging vibe for these girls. And they're getting to know each other as you're doing the registration and welcoming the rest of the girls. We do this for like 5 to 7 minutes. Once all or most of the girls have arrived, because there will be times when girls are late and it's okay, you invite them to chat time. We sit down in a circle, and you, the GiRLiFE coach, you introduce yourself. And so I'll always say, hey girls, my name is Melody, and I want to share with you that like when I was a young girl, I had no idea how powerful I was. And I had no idea that I actually get to choose my thoughts. I get to choose my friends. I get to choose the places where I hang out. I thought that life was just happening to me. And then I say to them, but guess what? We are in control of our thoughts. It's not our parents who are placing thoughts into our minds. It's not God. It's not a higher power. It's not religion. It's us. We get the power to choose the thoughts that we think. And the girls are just like mind blown. They're like, what are you talking about? Really? We really get to choose our thoughts? And it's like this open playground for them to get creative and to get curious. And like, it's such a beautiful way to start the workshop with a bang. Now, we then do an icebreaker. I provide an icebreaker for every single workshop that we teach. They do the icebreaker. This just like warms up the crowd. This warms them up to each other. They start to get to know each other's names, and we laugh a little bit, and I bring humor in, and that's just me, right? That's the way I do it. You're going to do it in the way that you do it. Of course, I give a little brief introduction about myself. In my case, I might say I'm an author and I'm a coach. Like, you just say it in a way. Some of you are teachers. You just share what's real for you, and know your audience, right? Again, know if you're talking to 7-year-olds or if you're talking to 19-year-olds, and adjust the way that you speak into a way that's engaging for them. So when I'm speaking to the younger girls, I'm much more animated and excited, and like I use the inflection of my voice. And when I'm talking to 16-year-olds, which is the age my girls are at, where like it takes a little bit longer to warm them up. So like I am going to meet them where they're at to create that synergy that's going to light up the messages of the workshop. So once we've done all that, I then introduce the theme of the workshop, which in the case of today, what I want to share with you is gratitude. It's the gratitude workshop. And I tell girls about gratitude. I tell them that in a time in my life that was really tough, when I felt like I lost all my friends, I needed to lean into gratitude. I needed to find a way to feel appreciative and grateful for something in my life, so that I didn't allow what was going on with my friends to consume every part of my life. That was one part of my life. But in other parts of my life, I had so many things to be grateful for. And so I shared with them what I was grateful for. I was grateful for my parents. I was grateful that I had a home. I was grateful that I could breathe. I was grateful for my health. I was grateful for my teacher. And that kind of gratitude sets you up to attract more blessings into your life, as we discussed in yesterday's session. So we talk about the examples of gratitude in our own lives. We talk more about the lesson. Now, there is a lesson plan in the back end of the curriculum. if you decide to join us in the GiRLiFE Academy, you will have access to all of that. And you're going to know exactly how to lay out your lesson plan. And then once we're done, we go into the craft. There is always an engaging and empowering craft to illustrate the teachings of the workshop that we're working on. So in this case, it's gratitude. And we create gratitude jars together. So I tell the girls what the gratitude jar is all about. Guess what, girls? We are creating gratitude jars today. You are going to decorate your very own jar. We're going to put a sticker on it that says gratitude. And then I'm going to give you origami paper, and you're going to put a few gratitude notes in. So what are you thankful for right here in this moment? And they place it into the jar. And then I say to them, but guess what? You're taking these home and you're going to put it somewhere where you can see it every day. Maybe it's in your room. Maybe it's in the kitchen. And every single day, I want you to remember that you're going to drop a note of gratitude into your gratitude jar. And what does this do? This activates their subconscious minds to seek something to be thankful for in every single day. It's such a beautiful thing when these girls walk through the day actively looking for something, for a blessing, for something that's positive, for something that's good. And then they come home and they drop their gratitude note in, and it's so beautiful. And just like a personal anecdote is that so often when the girls are writing their gratitude notes, they say to me, Melody, can I share with you what my gratitude note was? And I say, of course you can. And they say, I'm grateful for all the new friends I met here today. Or I'm grateful for you, Miss Melody, for doing this work. I'm grateful for you being here with us. I'm grateful for this time that we're spending together. It's such a beautiful feeling to hear that. And it really, really shakes me and reminds me I need to pinch myself, because this is what I get to do. It's not what I have to do. It's not the work that I have to do to pay the bills. It's the work that I choose to do. It's the work that that gives me as much as it gives the girls, and there's nothing above that. Gabrielle, you are asking, do the girls come with supplies or do we provide everything for them? So Gabrielle, in the physical workshops, I always recommend you doing that. If there are financial concerns and you don't want to provide that, like I always put that into the price of the workshop regardless, that $40. You can ask the girls to bring something if you should choose to. In the physical workshops, it just makes it so much easier when we provide everything. Whether we're on Amazon or going to Michael's and getting everything, it's all prepared and ready to go. In the virtual workshops, which we also teach in the curriculum, they're obviously going to have to prepare that, and we prepare the parents to buy the crafts that they're going to need, the supplies for the craft. But that's a great, great question. So once we've done the craft, and if anyone else has questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and hopefully I'll see them and answer them on the fly. So after the craft, we put our crafts away, we come back, we sit down, we talk about what was fun about that craft, what did we learn, what did we do, and then we go into the nutrition portion of the workshop. And we also give you, I would say like 25% of this curriculum is nutrition based, because we want girls to know that it's not just the thoughts that we feed our minds, but it's also how we fuel our bodies that matters. What foods we eat. Is it organic? Do we eat our greens? And we talk a little bit about nutrition of the mind and nutrition of the body with the girls. And then we actually go into the kitchen, and, depending on where you're running your workshops, you'll either create a juice like we're about to do, and I'm going to go through that with you, like a nice healthy organic juice that the girls get to pick all the vegetables for themselves. Or we have other recommendations in the back end of the curriculum, like creating watermelon pizzas or fruit skewers that are easier to do. But we really just want to get the girls into the idea of, we get to choose the foods that we fuel our bodies with. What are you going to choose? So I set out a fruit and veggie bar, like bowls with all different fruits and vegetables. We have kale, we have spinach, we have pears, apples, oranges, lemons, parsley. And then we give the girls a plate, and they each just take a little bit of everything, and we encourage them to try everything. We even have something that's called the kale challenge, because so many kids are going to be like, ew, what's that? I don't even want to try it. And we're like, you know what? Like, try something new. It feels really good to try something new. And I tell them the kale, you can actually barely taste it with all of the other flavors, but it's so good for you. So they take that kale challenge, and at the end of the kale challenge, they feel so good that they were willing to try something new, and we high five each other's, and all the girls like support each other and get excited for each other that they took the kale challenge and they tried something new. And then they sit and they have their juices and we chat some more. Sometimes I read from my book, XOXO from a Girl Who Gets It. It's 50 life notes from the young girl within. I have the girls each come over to me. They get a turn. I have them close their eyes and I have them choose a message from the book. And I always say, whatever message you receive is that exact message that you were meant to receive. And look at this. I just opened up the book and my message was, learn something new every day. And the message is, hey, magnificent girl, if you want to be the intelligent girl that we both know you are, it's super important that you make every effort to expand your mind each and every day. What do I mean by this? What I mean is that every minute that passes by is actually giving you the opportunity to be better and stronger than the minute before. So pay attention. Each day, I want you to find something that challenges you. Try something new. Be curious. Ask questions, and for the love of all that is real, step out of your comfort zone as often as you can. If you're always doing what's easy, you simply won't have the chance to rise up to your full potential. What's one way that you can grow and learn today? XOXO from a Girl Who Gets It. So that's just something fun that we do. Melissa is asking, have you similar programs in Africa and Tanzania, particularly? Just thinking on contextual of the messages and approaches. Yeah, so for sure, depending on where you are running the workshops, of course, these workshops are open to be run across the globe. We do have some GiRLiFE coaches in Africa. You are going to interpret the messages in a way, you're going to present the messages in a way that you feel will be most resonant with the girls that you are serving. So that is a great question. And Kyrun is asking, do we get the book with the program? The book does not come with the program. It is available on Amazon. It's called XOXO from a Girl Who Gets It. And the other book for women who want to empower girls is called Empowered Women, Empower Girls, a guide to modeling confidence, self-love, and courage for the next generation. So I hope that helps. Thank you. Haley on my team just linked up the book. So that's awesome. So guys, that is pretty much the anatomy, the structure, the foundation of a GiRLiFE workshop. No two workshops will ever be the same. The gratitude workshop is one of 17 workshops that we teach in the GiRLiFE Academy. Each and every one of them is a foundational message that I know that our girls need in order to rise up to their full potential. There's really nothing like doing this work in the world. We get to be coaches, we get to be female entrepreneurs, we get to be light bringers, way showers. We're the light workers who get to step into a career doing something that everyone wins as a result of, right? Like when I run these workshops, the girls in my community win. My family wins because they see me operating in my purpose. And so when you're operating in your purpose, what happens to the people around you? What happens to the women around you? You're not going out there trying to change anyone. You're just embodying what you believe. You're embodying who you are. And somehow those around you want to also rise up to their full potential. Such a funny story is that I would say 4 of my best friends after I became a coach became coaches. Some nutrition coaches, some life coaches, but like when I ask them like what encouraged you to become a coach, they will share with me that like I saw you operating in your purpose, and it was such a beautiful thing to witness. I saw you doing what you were put here to do. And that encouraged me and inspired me to also go out there and do what I was here to do. The coaching industry is, I actually have the statistic, like in 2022, the coaching industry was, I want to get you the exact number because I don't want to give you the wrong statistic. But it's like a $20 billion industry, guys, and growing and growing. Yeah, I don't have it here, unfortunately, but I'm going to look it up for you. But it is growing. So coaches are needed. Coaches are at the forefront of so much of the work that's being done right now. In the world, whether it's for empowerment or it's with executives or it's in businesses, coaching is everything. Thank you, Carmen. $20 billion. Yeah, it's a $20 billion industry and growing, one of the fastest growing industries. Now, what is the difference between therapy and coaching, right? Because so many people will say, like, I want to become a coach, but like, what if someone needs therapy? Well, we teach you in the curriculum to know the difference between when somebody needs therapy and when someone needs coaching. But you know, the great thing about working with girls is that we are reaching them at such a young age, that the coaching is more of what they need. They are already functioning at a really great level. They're already doing well. We just want to take them from good to great. We want to help them take the steps to their greatness. With therapy, whether you're working with adults or with children, there is already something that there's a challenge that exists, whether it's anxiety or depression. There are underlying challenges that a therapist needs to work with their client for. This is not that. We are working in a space where we're taking a girl's inborn tools and teaching her how to grow and thrive throughout the days of her life with those superpowers and acquire more superpowers along the way. So that's pretty much it for today. Because I tried to keep this short because I know everyone is so busy, and I'm so grateful that you spend this time with us. Are there any other questions that you have? We are going to have the Meet the GiRLiFE coaches tomorrow. So same time, same place, 10 a.m. Eastern, to meet some of our incredible women who are out there on the front lines doing this work, rocking their ability to coach and to earn abundantly for the good work that they do. On Thursday, I'm going to talk more about the application process. If you already know that you want to apply to become a GiRLiFE coach, I want you to set up a Zoom call with me. It's an application process. So I personally meet everyone who walks through the doors of our curriculum. We just want to make sure that this is in complete alignment for everyone who joins us. MelodyPourmoradi.com/call to book your call. If you haven't claimed your gift, we have a gift for you at melodypourmoradi.com/info session. There is a bonus training there. There is access to the earning potential. How much can you earn if you run these workshops? How much can you earn as a girls empowerment coach? There is access to my books, to our workshops, to facilitator testimonials, all of it. All of it. Yes, Erica, this is a paid certification. I mean, this week is free. It is an orientation week. But if you should decide to become a GiRLiFE coach, our program is $6,999 with a $500 discount until the end of next week. So anyone who joins in this cohort gets $500 off. So I hope that that helps, Erica. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Yep. And just one other thing I wanted to say on the topic of getting paid to do the work that we do. Once again, this is a topic we talk about a lot because it's something that comes up a lot in our community where women are like, yes, I'm in, I want to become a GiRLiFE coach. they join the program, and then when it comes to charging for the good work that they're doing, that's where they get stuck. So in the curriculum, we've designed an entire mindset module so that you can break free of the disempowering thought patterns that are keeping you stuck from charging for the good work that you do. But I want to touch on it a little bit right here today. Imagine with me for a moment if I was not charging for girls to come to my workshops, right? So let's say there's a mother, she's really, really excited about these workshops. I've marketed this as a free workshop. She signs up her daughter, Angie. Angie is joining the workshop that's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, mom goes to wake up Angie, and Angie's like, Mom, I'm just too tired. I can't get up. I can't go to this workshop today. And mom is like, you know what, Angie, that's fine. I didn't pay. In her mind, she's thinking, I didn't pay for the workshop, so we'll skip it. You'll go next time. And Angie misses out on the opportunity to come to our workshop, transform, learn something, walk away with all of this inner understanding of who she is, how she operates, and how she can show up in the world for herself and create her own reality. Because mom didn't pay, so mom didn't feel it was important for Angie to show up at the workshop. Now, if mom had paid that $40 for the workshop already, and Angie wakes up and says, Mom, I'm just not feeling it. I can't get up right now. I'm not coming. Mom would be like, hey, Angie, we've paid for the workshop. You're already enrolled. They've already done registration. You're going. Angie shows up. Angie has the time of her life at this empowerment workshop. She meets all these like-minded girls, and she walks away with all of these seeds of empowerment. What's better than this? So every time you charge for a workshop, you are raising the vibration of girls. I want you to remember that whenever you shy away from charging for anything you're doing, whether you're a GiRLiFE coach or whether you are an empowerment coach doing something else, you're an acupuncturist, whatever it is that you do, you don't have to give it away for free, because when you do, and I'm all about giving free things once in a while. But when you give it away for free, people don't show up for what you're doing, and they don't get the transformation, right? The transformation is in the transaction. When people pay, they pay attention. So don't rob the people that you serve of the opportunity to have that transformation because you're not willing to charge for the work that you're doing. And I want you to be financially, energetically, spiritually sustained for that work so you can do it every day. If you're tapped out, if you don't have enough money to pay your own bills, guess what? You're not going to be able to run these workshops for free. So accept the financial abundance that comes in through these workshops and give those workshops with your whole heart. That's what I ask of you. Kyrun is saying, Melody, I am an insight coach, and this year was wanting to launch a coaching niche for moms with teens. So this is perfect. Will we still benefit from the $500 discount if we pay the course over a period? How many payments can we pay over? So Kyrun, amazing. First of all, synchronistic timing. I love it. We do have payment plans that are on our information page, www.melodypourmoradi.com/academy. And you do get access to the $500 off for any payment plan that you use. It will be spread over all of the payments. So if you do a pay in full, the $500 comes off of your pay in full. But if you do it in 4-month installments, it comes off like the $500 divided over 4 months. So I hope that helps. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Haley, for posting all of those links. Do we have any other questions before we sign off for today? Today was day 2. I think it was a beautiful day. I hope that you feel held and supported to run these workshops. I've only really just scratched the surface of what the anatomy of a GiRLiFE workshop is. There is so much more in the back end of the curriculum when you join us. This is a 8.5-month program. As soon as you sign up, you get the first week of your modules. You get an introductory session with me and all the other women who are joining in this cohort. And then you get paired with either an accountability partner, we call it our Partner in Shine program, or with an accountability pod, a group of women. You're all holding that space for each other to grow and thrive. And when you join our program, I want you to know the price of this program goes up every single year. Every single year, the program price goes up because we are adding so much volume and so much content always to the workshops. So when you get in at this price, you're not responsible for paying any renewal fees, no membership fees, none of that stuff. Everything you get, every update that I create is yours for free. And you are getting in at this price at this moment in time. So I don't want you to take that for granted. So many programs, you must pay a renewal fee. We don't have that. We say when you're in GiRLiFE, you're in GiRLiFE for life. And we will continue to update the program. Danielle, she says, do you charge for your workshops by each one series or offer subscriptions? So all of the above, Danielle. You get to choose. We provide you with all of the different formats that you can offer. Some people like to do one-off workshops because that's what their lifestyle and time constraints permit. Other people like to do a membership where they show up every week with a new teaching, and some like to enroll by a whole series. So like perhaps a series of 17 workshops or a 2-month container where it's 8 workshops over 2 months, 1 a week. So that is completely up to you. Nilani, who's one of our GiRLiFE coaches, is saying, I do a free workshop in the beginning of the year. It's always the same workshop. That way people don't wait for the next free one instead of paying. Absolutely, Nilani. Totally. I love to give. I love to donate. I love to do the free things. But also we are, creating a pattern. If we do everything for free, then when we have a paid offer, people are not going to show up for it. So there is value in this work that we are doing. We are raising up our girls, and there's nothing more important than that. And the parents will see the value and they will pay for the service because it's what they wish had existed when they were young girls, and it's not something we had access to. But now that we know better, we do better, right? We now have access to this work. Now we can share this wisdom with our girls. And Nilani, if you are available tomorrow at 10 a.m., just send me a DM. I'd love for you to join all of the GiRLiFE coaches for the Meet the Coaches Day and Meet the Family. It would be lovely to have you. Any other questions, beautiful humans? I think that this brings us to the end. Set up your phone calls with me if you're ready to apply. If we've already chatted, you don't need to set up a phone call with me. You just need to send in your application, which is on our information page. Either way, I'm available on DM. If this might serve someone please feel free to bring them into this experience with you. Add them to our Facebook group. I always believe that when we are on our way to doing incredible, important work in the world, we get to bring all the other people along for the ride. It's just such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful journey. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you again at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Bye-bye.